Welcome to a new episode of Once Upon a Student, a place where we uncover the untold stories of extraordinary individuals. Today's guest is Vesela Dimova, a multiple-time national dance champion, a certified coach, a founder, and a woman who has been performing in every sense of the word. What was the youngest age that you started competing in dance competitions?
7.
Wow.
It's like, it's out of the comfort zone to go on the stage and all of the eyes are looking at you.
How did it felt getting this championship when your name is announced?
I was crying, so it was like, you're just staying there on the stage and you're like, wow. It was like, yeah, amazing.
It's wonderful.
I'm starting to cry again.
Yeah,
It was amazing. It was like, you're working so hard on something that it's in your heart and it's your passion and you're like, I made it.
It was also a lot about sacrifice.
Of course, a sport is always a sacrifice. It's like you have a trauma who maybe the audience doesn't see. You have emotional depths. You're struggling with insecurities as well.
So, how did it feel for you?
No, I was a name in Bulgarian. My ego was so happy. I was a name. I was somebody who you know. I was a celebrity in Vietnam, and I'm a European girl, so it means like everybody can recognize me easily on the streets, Then I came to WU Economy, University of the Economics here in Vienna, and I was a number,
How did your ego feel at that moment?
Oh, it was super sad, It was like, not only the ego, okay, it was like you lose self-confidence. You don't know, I knew what I am and who I am when I was dancing competition. Afterwards, it was like, I think for 2 or 3 years, that was the process. I lost myself. I didn't know who I am anymore.
Welcome to a new episode of Once Upon a Student, a place where we uncover the untold stories of extraordinary individuals. Today's guest is Vesela Dimova, a name some might know from Dancing Stars at ORF and national TV in Vietnam. A multiple-time national dance champion, a certified coach, a founder, and a woman who has been performing in every sense of the word since the age of 6. But let's be real. What most people don't see is what happened after the spotlight. The quiet moments, the identity shifts, the small dorm room in Vienna where she went from being a national star to feeling like just a number. In this episode, we go far beyond the stage. We talk about discipline, about doubt, and about rebuilding yourself again and again until it finally feels true. We'll explore Vesela's journey from performing to purpose, from competition to connection, and what it really means to live in alignment. Mind, body, and spirit. If you're a student, an athlete, a dreamer, or someone who's ever felt like starting over, this conversation might just reframe the way you think about success, ambition, and your own potential. Welcome to our studio, Vesela.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And Vesela, let's start at the beginning. You began dancing at 6 and were training 3 hours day by day.
At least 3 hours, yes.
Wow, that's crazy, because this is the time where most kids just become their first homework assignments, and you were already training besides school. What was driving you back then?
I loved music when I was a child. I loved the cameras. I loved performing. My dad was my first cameraman. And at some point, I remember I was walking with my mom in my home city, and there was a list about different hobbies and activities. Mm-hmm. And she read that to me, and I said like, oh, dance sport, this is mine. And she asked like, are you sure? I'm like, of course I'm sure, why not? I saw it somewhere on the TV, or I don't know how it was on my mind, but it was like, I imagined myself dancing on the stage like that. And then I entered for the first time the studio, and also the trainer asked me like, are you sure you want to do dance sport? I'm like, why everybody is asking me what I want to do? Of course I want to do dance sport. And this is how it starts, with the first basic steps, with the music, with the first competition where I was super nervous, and there was a kind of fear of the unknowing what is coming on. But I had like in my childhood, as a child, I had a really structured daily life. And it was like, you go to the school, you come back home, you go for some language class, in between you do your homework, and then you go into the training. And the training, it was hard, but it was kind of, it's my time, and I'm swimming in my water, it's like, it's what I love to do, and it never felt like at the beginning at least, it never felt like a work.
Oh, that's so inspiring. So
And
you found your passion at such a young age?
Yes, and that was what was driving me and motivating me to keep doing it. It was like, you see your progress, you feel connected to the music, you feel connected to your soul, and it's something what inspires you as a human being. And of course, you got a lot of support of your friends, of your family, and you see the sparkling eyes of them when you're dancing on the stage and everybody's applauding you, and this is like, oh, I'm not only me happy in this case, but I make also the other people happy, and this is what is really nice.
And what was the youngest age that you started competing in dance competitions?
7.
Wow. How did it
7,
feel
I
like?
think. I loved my first dress. It was like yellow. It's one of my favorite color, and there was many small couples. We were children, and I got really nervous. To be honest, we started with the concerts that took the pressure a little bit away, like not already competing and achieving and feeling this pressure. But it was like, it's like it's out of the comfort zone to go on the stage, and all of the eyes are looking at you. So it was like this podcast now. You're super happy, excited, but nervous at the same time. And to be nervous, it's also nice. It's like this positive stress. That's something that is showing you that you care and that you really want to do good. I don't like the word perfect, but good is good.
Yeah, perfection is super difficult to achieve,
Yes.
But I think many founders and ambitious people struggle a bit with that perfectionism.
Yes, I can agree, yes. And I had it as well when I was a child, like you want to, even now, times to times, you want to be perfect. But perfect doesn't mean automatically it's real or it's necessary, Everybody see the word differently. So what does it mean for you perfect? It's more maybe something totally else for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would like to say authenticity.
It's wonderful. And has the definition of competing ambition changed over the time?
Ambitions is keep growing.
So you started dancing not because you wanted to be world champion straight away, because
Not
you loved
at
it.
first, no. I started dancing because I love it. I love to perform, to express. I even love to sing, but I cannot. So
Me neither. Don't worry.
God gives me this talent of dancing, and I will always remember the words of my trainer. He was saying, like, it's 1% of talent and 99% of work. So I think we all have a big potential inside. So it's important just to hear and to feel what would you like to do in your life, what makes you more happy, and then you will find a way how to develop it or how to create it. Yeah. And your question was
Your journey with competition.
Yes, competitions. It's like an exam at some point, When I was at the university, the word exams brought me a lot of fear. So at the beginning, competition was the same. But I was super grateful that in our dance sport, we are not alone. I had my partner in crime, my dance partner, and I got so much support from him. And it's so nice that we are male and female. We all have the both energies, but it's, the male mindset is a bit different of the female mindset, let's say. And he was always calming me down. Yeah. It's not like I didn't dance a competition with a fever with 39 degrees, but it's still like you're still supported by someone, and this is your best friend, your dance partner, and kind of you're depending on him as well. because you need also his strength and his skills to develop this couple. So it was like you feel the teamwork, but you feel also the competition. And that showed me that competition is everywhere in the world and everywhere in the life. It's not only on the stage, it's also in a normal life. But when you have your teams, you as first, of course, but your teams, then you can achieve much bigger success or much bigger achievements.
You described it so accurately, because it's also about your co-founders, for example. You're also building a team.
Yeah.
Each one has its strengths.
Yeah.
And you're going through this competing cycle together on.
Yes, and it's really important to have the people who can trust you. So it's like a connection, you know? Without a connection, it doesn't matter if it's a connection to yourself or connection to the partner or to the team, you need this connection.
Yeah. And besides that connection, you seem also very disciplined to me.
Yes, I am.
Have you learned it from a young age, or was it something you feel like you've been already born with?
Maybe it's something that I'm also a little bit born with. I came to this world pretty fast, for 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yes, I was like in a hurry to experience and to live, you know? And I just reflect on myself. I'm always reflecting on myself, but the last days especially. And I recognize that I'm like always in a hurry and I always want to experience more. And that begins when I was born. And about the discipline, I don't know, I was 4.5, 5 years old when I was taking care of my brother. We were just alone at home. And it was like, you know, at this age, I realized how much trust my parents give it to me. Maybe they didn't have a choice or whatever, but I was there with him. And when you're taking care of something or somebody else, you're already so much aware and so awake because you're responsible not for yourself only, but also for others. And of course, the sport is learning you how to be more structured, how to handle your time management. You know, I was 6.5, 7 actually, when I went to school, when I need to organize the daily life, to go to training. You know, there's a lot of things which are not in your control, but you still to find a solution how to handle them. You need to take care of your body as well. This is also kind of discipline and structure, because without this, your resource, you cannot go further, you know. So you learn a lot as an athlete, and I'm super grateful that I did it, because that gives you a lot. It takes you, I can say, because when my parents went to a holiday or celebrating a family fest or whatever, I never been there, you know. I was so happy that I made it to go to the wedding to my cousin in the last minute with a delay after training and whatever, but I made it. And this is like, yeah, that takes you a lot, and that's emotionally, I'm getting already emotional, that's take emotionally a lot, but in the same time it makes you so strong.
So it's also a lot about sacrifice.
Of course. A sport is always a sacrifice. It's like you have a trauma who maybe the audience doesn't, which the audience doesn't see. You have emotional depths. You're struggling with I don't know, with insecurities as well. You never show that to the people, of course, but you have it. We are all human beings, and we all have similar problems or depths or struggles or whatever. It's like athletes are a good performance. You know?
That's beautifully said.
Yeah.
And you mentioned once to me that the next step came at the age of 18, where you decided the next huge step, where you moved to Vietnam to become part of Dancing Stars there and to be broadcasted also on national TV. And I imagine if I would ever got such an opportunity at such a young age, I would just panic, and even though I would be excited, I would just straight away say, no way I can do it.
Why?
Because I think at this young age I hadn't had certainty and self-confidence that I have now. So how did it feel for you?
Okay, can I add something? There was also
Sure.
a big stage or a big change when I was 14. Okay, I started going to a gymnasium, a language gymnasium, and then this was a new opportunity to change a dance partner, but he was in a different city. So we were the same team, but he was in a different city, like 50 kilometers away from my own.
Have you before that danced all the way with one dance partner?
Three.
Wow.
All three in my dancing career, yeah.
Okay.
So that was like a small preparing steps before going to Vietnam. It was like, okay, on the weekend, on the holidays, I'm in a different city. I have my own rented apartment. And we were training not 3 hours, we were training 10 hours a day.
Wow. Besides school?
Yes, so from Monday to Tuesday will be nice. From Monday to Friday, I had a school, all the homeworks, learning the language. German, it's not easy language. And Friday afternoon till Sunday afternoon, all day long trainings.
Wow.
And I was traveling also a lot every second weekend because we have an international competitions. However, then was the last year in a school, and I really would like, and I wanted to go to Vienna or Germany because I was studying this language. I would like to develop it more. So I was in a class which had the opportunity to do the DSD diploma, Deutsch Sprachdiplom. So I did that, and the last year it was like, okay, there's a new opportunity in my life. I could go to Vietnam, and this is my character. Like, when a door is open, I'm so curious to look at what is behind the door. You know, it's like I never wanted to miss something. Of course, I need a bit of time to think about it if it's the right or wrong decision, but it's another topic about right and wrong decision. It was like just, okay, Vietnam. And I was like, what about Vietnam? I just know there was a lot of Vietnamese people living in Bulgaria many years ago and nothing else. You know, I know that they eat dogs, and that makes me crazy, and nothing else. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I have a couple of months more to finish school. I was a national champion for this time, and then another championship was awaiting of me. I'm like, oh my God, what should I do?
At which age you became national champion?
15.
Wow.
15, I think, yes. It's when I changed my last partner. With him, we got this title.
I guess there was a lot of pressure at such a young age.
Yeah, I need to say, there was a lot of pressure from expectation of your own, of the others, a lot of pressure from your trainer because he wanted the best and you were never enough. And of course, you build a name and you need to protect it somehow and to develop it more.
How did it felt getting this championship when your name is announced?
I was crying. So it was like, you know, you're just staying there on the stage and you're like, oh my gosh, your whole work is bringing you here. Your whole work, your whole sacrifice, your support from the families and friends, from your partner, the super painful trainings, all of the traumas, and you're just standing there and it's like, wow. It was like, yeah, amazing.
It's wonderful.
I'm starting to cry again.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It was like, you know, you're working so hard on something that it's in your heart and it's your passion, and you're like, I made it. And this feeling is like, doesn't matter if it's in a sport, in a love life, or in a career life, it's like, you made it. And then you provide, you show yourself that you can do it. And you see your potential. After 2 weeks, maybe another doubts are coming. That's normal because you have something new on your mind and you want to get it. But it's like your soul is truly happy. It's not an ego stage, you know? It's not like, oh yes, I'm the best and I did it. It's like, wow, I'm so happy because I put so much effort on it.
Yeah. You can actually see the result of all the hard work you put in.
Yes. And then you get motivated again.
Yeah.
And it's like a circle.
So next step was then?
Next step was then Vietnam after this long time taking decision, and I asked my parents for advice. And to be honest, I'm so grateful for their attitude. I mean, they never say to me what I should do and how. They just say, we are there to support you. And I was like, guys, come on, I need your help. I mean, they're like, I don't know how many kilometers away, like a 20 hours flight from Bulgaria, no, I don't know what to do. And my dad was, it's your life, it's your decision.
Wow.
So it's kind of cool on one hand, and the other hand, it's so much pressure again and responsibility, because you want to do it me. And I think most of the people are thinking we want to take the right decision, but you never know what is right or wrong.
Yeah, but you took the decisions.
I took the decision. I took this decision and I was like, all the exams I need to do, I do a private. I go to Vietnam. It was the best decision in my life. And I need to say the best decision in my life are coming through my stomach.
Okay.
When the logic, I'm a woman.
Mm.
It's good to have a logic, but we have so much intuition,
Mm.
And always when I take my decision through intuition, they're always right.
Mm.
And therefore it's so important to be connected to the intuition.
Yeah. How did you become so well connected to it?
I think I'm super grateful that I start working with my body with the age of 6.
Mm.
So you learn. I'm teaching since 2010, so already 15 years.
Wow.
And I just realized during my teaching career, not a dancing competition athlete's career, but teaching careers, I just realized there are so many people which are disconnected from the body. For example, I'm teaching dancing and yoga. When I say, rise up your toes, they cannot feel all the toes.
Wow.
And this is like, for me was like, it's normal to feel everything. It's normal to feel your body. It's normal to feel the energy, the frequencies. It's normal to sometimes feel the thoughts of the others, And then I realized, oh wow, it's not like a given, It's not like a talent. It's just, as my trainer says, maybe 1% talent and the rest is work. So I guess now I'm 33 almost. So 28 years, no, 26 years.
Yeah.
26 years more or less. I'm working with my body, with my soul, with my energy.
And I think you took responsibility at a quite young age.
Yes.
And this is also very important, also trusting your gut feeling.
Yes. And I was also traveling a lot when I was a little bit older, like around 20 something. And then you are stuck in a situation where you only have yourself. Actually, that happened also when I was in Vietnam. That happened when I come to Vienna. You're here with your own. And I always say, one of my motto is like, we are born alone and we will die alone. Not because it's lonely, but it's because you have yourself and you need to take care of yourself, of your body, of your spirit, of your mind, of your energy, of your soul. When you lose yourself, you lose everything. And I think I'm just switching from topic to topic, sorry, but I think this is so important, especially for all of us, but especially for entrepreneurs. Because we are giving so much and we are doing what we are doing because we are motivated by something and we are passionate about. And often we just, sometimes of doing, you forget to recover, to take care of yourself. And this is your biggest resource. Doesn't matter if you're employee, if you're entrepreneur, if you're, on vacation or whatever you are, You have yourself.
I feel that. I think we had a conversation 1 month ago where we spoke about a topic and it was just a lot of work going on around me and you told me, slow down. And I actually did that and I'm feeling so much better right now.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
It's so important to listen to your own body, also to listen to your gut feeling, because most of the time you know what you should do, but then the logic
or the
ego, also very well played, snaps in, and I don't know. I always had the feeling when you start getting recognized for your work and you're actually seeing the results of the work you're putting in, you want to do more and more.
The validation.
Exactly. And sometimes you just have to slow down and also to build a broader view about what you have already achieved.
Yes. slowing down is so easy to be said. But what you say now, to see what you already achieved, it's when you come in the feeling of gratitude. You know, to be graceful, to feel this for the small things, to be thankful, you know, for the cup of coffee in the morning. Not everybody can do that, you know. There are so many children without family. There are so many children without food. There are so many children without money. And when I say children, I mean human beings, because we are all children of the earth. And, you know, it was also a really good reflection when I was 20 when I came to Vienna for the first time. And it was such a big difference because I was living in Vietnam before that. The people there are so poor. You're poor or you're rich, you know? Yeah. There are no middle class. The middle of the houses was in the water, without windows, without doors, without beds, nothing. They work to have a dinner at the evening, you know? And it makes me so, you know, it makes me so sad. And of course we were 10 dancers, all of us were celebrities there, but I never took this word for, okay, you know, I'm celebrity, I'm a human being. It doesn't matter if you're here like a star or if you're here, yeah? We are there to help each other and to support and to connect to each other. Whatever, I wanted to say that was a big difference. In Vietnam, the people were struggling and working for food to provide to their family. Then I came to Austria, and Austria is, I think, really good country with a good quality for living, for achieving, for whatever what. Yeah. And I will never forget, I'm sorry for telling that, but you know, the people there were so happy even when they don't have anything, because they appreciate and are thankful for the small things. And sometimes the people, not only Austria, I mean Europe, let's take the Europe or whatever, America, or the people who just have so much, but they forget to be grateful for that what they already have, and they will always want more and more and more, and they will never be satisfied, and they will never feel enough, because they are always looking in the 4-inch plate. He's like that, she's like that, I want that. It's important to step back. This is what I mean with slow down. Step back, see what is around you, not just watch it, see it, feel it, appreciate it. And stop comparing to the others. That was the difficult things I need to change in my mindset after stopping being a performer, competitor. Like, you're always unconsciously comparing yourself to the other, and you're never enough, you know? You always need to bring more, to do more, to be better, blah, 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 blah. And at some point, it's like, come on, it's just me, you know?
But what have helped you to take this decision?
I would lie if I say I don't have ego, because I think everybody has it. But it's important to be mindful of it when I'm acting from my ego states and when I'm acting from my soul states. Yeah, everybody has ego, and it's in German we have this word for Würde. I don't know how to translate it in English, but it's like it can be also positive ego. It's not only the bad one.
Yeah, ego is not only bad, because ego also pushes us to drive forward.
Yes. And what I wanted to say was like how I changed that. You know, I was a name in Bulgaria, and my ego was so happy. I was a name. I was somebody who you know. I was a celebrity in Vietnam, and I am European girl. So it means like everybody can recognize me easily on the streets, you know. Then I came to WU, University of Economics here in Vienna. And I was a number, you know?
How did you
125, 44, I don't know, I forgot. And I couldn't speak the language so well. So I wanted to be enough competitive to the others who grew up with this language, you know? And I wanted to be the best again. I wanted to have only ones and stuff like that. I'm like, oh no, that's not possible, you know?
It's a lot
Because
of pressure.
yes, it was a lot of pressure from my side, because when I read a book, I need to read this book 10 times to understand. Sometimes I read the sentences 3 times. I'm like, where is the verb?
Yeah,
What they want to say to me? I mean, what? And I remember my student home, it was like, I don't know, maximum 8 square meters, something like that, 4 walls, 2 books, 3 vocabulary books. I'm like, oh my god, what did I do to myself? And this is like a game changer, you know?
How did your ego feel at that moment?
Oh, it was super sad, you know? It was like, not only the ego, okay, it was like you lose self-confidence. You don't know, you know, I knew what I am and who I am when I was dancing competition. Afterwards, it was like, I think for 2 or 3 years, that was the process. I lost myself. I didn't know who I am anymore. What I am. Am I good at that, what I'm doing? Or I'm doing it just because, I don't know, I lost everything. It was like, I didn't have my family here. I was alone. I couldn't speak the language so well. Even I was in a gymnasium, but it's different, you know. The dialect is all too different. The people are talking to me like, oh my god, did I learn that?
Yeah, I had the same with English. After school, you basically get all the diplomas, how well you're speaking, but then you came across an American person and you're like, nice.
Exactly, this is the feeling, yeah.
And you just get better at by doing it, and I think also to losing your ego a bit. Yes. Yeah, I won't speak perfect at the beginning, it's totally fine.
I think we all need to lose to gain again. And I see that like when you lose something, it's not always a loss. It's making space for something else. Like for example, this example with being just a number and changing the mindset. Okay, I lost my name, I lost whatever, but it gives me so much more to be more reflected on myself, to find another strengths or the opposite of strengths or weakness. Thank you so much. So it's a process. Yeah. And nothing is forever. Everything is changing.
Let me guess, this didn't brought you away from finishing your studies?
No, not at all. It was hard. I was working 6 days a week and studying 5. But it was hard. I remember I had so many nights crying and being so confused, and I just was counting the exams, how many exams do I have which I need to get done and stuff like that. And I was like, my nervous system was really nervous. But afterwards, when I finished it, I just took my diploma and I was like, what is the next? And to these times I had a boyfriend and he said like, you need to celebrate now. I'm like, no, the next.
I was the same. Yeah. It was, I don't know, it was like a chapter done.
Yes,
now.
To do, done, next
exactly, month. Yeah. There was a wonderful quote in a TV show, I remember Billions, and he was asked the question, what do you want to do in life? And his answer was, I want to do it all.
Yes.
And I think you live by a similar principle.
I am a bit similar. I was a child and everybody was asking me, what do you want? Or saying like, you want so much. And I say like, I don't want much, I want everything. It's strange because that gives you a different point of view. It's not like I want everything for myself, but I just want to experience, you know. There are 5 languages love, language of love from Jay Shetty, if I can say the name. It's not an advertisement. And it is like everybody have a different point of view or different sense of the love or of the word. And I'm the one who loves experience, you know. Someone are sharing gifts or materials things. I'm not that material one.
Quality time, or if I think it was quality time.
Quality time, of course, and experience, to experience something with a person or with yourself. And this is it. What I mean, like when I say I want everything, it's not like I want material things.
You don't seem like that.
No, I just want to experience everything in your life. I want to experience the sadness and the happiness.
This wonderful quote in a Japanese book, and I think I have already spoke about it in this podcast, but whatever. It's called kintsugi, and Japanese people, when they break ceramic, for example, they do not throw it away. They build it together, and all the broken parts, they strengthen it with gold. So even though it was broken, it is stronger now.
Yeah.
And the philosophy of Japan is not that you feel happy all the time, but you're strong. So you're going through all the emotions and you actually let them.
Yeah, but this is it. Maybe everybody already knows it, but we need to be more aware of that. Only through the pain you grow.
Mm.
You know, there are many life-changing situations which brings you down, and it's super hard at that moment. I was going through a couple of it, many of it, in a private or in a career life, emotional or physical life, whatever. I think more of the people are going through it. A lot of the people, everybody is going. But I wanted to say these are the moments which I am so grateful for it. You know, sometimes the process is 1 month or 3 years. But afterwards, when you look back, you're like, wow, thanks gosh you gave that to me. Because it makes me stronger, it makes me change my
Perspective.
Yeah, my perspective. It changed you. And I think there is one rule in life: everything is changing, nothing is forever. And one change follow or leads to other one.
So what was the next change in your life after
I'm already in such a changing period, and sometimes you don't know in your life, you know? And I think this is like this, when we don't know, often happens that we cannot decide. And then we're stuck for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, where should I go? Left, right, forward, backward. It's like a dancing. Which step where? And I think to change something, you need to make the change. Yeah.
To proactively make the decision.
Yes. It doesn't matter at the end if it's wrong or right. It's going to lead you to your path anyway. Your destiny is already there. Sometimes you go like that, sometimes you go like that, and sometimes you go like that. But it's like, just make a step. It's like a dancing. You're on the stage, you're freezing from fear or whatever, but the music is there, just make a step.
Wonderful.
Like you said at the beginning, I was nervous for this Spotify, and said, like, after the first question, everything is fine. And it was like that.
Yeah.
So you just need to go.
Yeah.
Keep
Often
going.
when you, it's like a quote of, don't know if you're a Disney fan, but
yes, I am.
There's Dory fish, just keep swimming, keep swimming, or just keep dancing.
Yes. Yes, there is a sun, there is a rain, but just keep going. This is the life.
Yeah.
It's not black and white.
Yeah. And I remember you once said to me that dancing is not just the movement, and I think we have already spoke about it today, but it's also psychology. It's about also the reading the other person, and you mentioned already you had 3 partners for your dancing career, and you told me that you learn also a lot by the movement of other people. How do you think has that helped you also in your whole life to, like you said, read, maybe not people, but read energy?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And dance is really connection. You mentioned it. I have 3 competitive partners, and I have 4 dancing stars partners, like celebrities, let's say. And we all, human beings, are different. Yeah, everybody see the world differently. Communication is one of the most important things for me, but sometimes you cannot say everything in words. Yeah, and you know, as a dancer, you learn how to express yourself without words. You know, talking about feelings is not the easygoing topic, I think, for everybody, you know? But you just feel. For example, when you're spending a time with a person, sometimes you cannot say what you feel, but you just feel it. And it's the same in a dancing. It's like, you know, we have 5 Latin American, 5 ballroom standard dances, and all of them have a different characters. And when I'm teaching dancing, I'm not teaching steps. Of course I'm teaching steps, but it's like my purpose is to feel the dance. Because steps you always can learn, but to feel the character, to feel the expression, to understand the music, to be able to be creative and flexible, to express, because dance is expressing yourself. And we already calculated 26 years being being a dancer and being in this area of emotions and music and whatever. Of course, first of all, when I see a person, I know if he can dance or he cannot. We all can. Okay. But you know, when I'm teaching yoga, I see the person and I know what he needs. Where is the pain? Why is he walking like that? You know, it's like I cannot explain. It's like a scanning you.
Okay.
So first of all, of course, it's also in Ashtanga yoga, the philosophy, you start with the physical part. So when I see the person, I cannot read the toes, but first of all, I see physically what's going on.
I'm super curious, what do you think about me as a potential dancer?
Are you sure you want to? Yeah, you can dance a ballroom, sure, for sure.
Thank you very much.
So when I was, you see the physical aspect first. When you talk with a person, you know, for me it's so important that the words and the body language are in alignment. Then you can understand if this person is honest, truly, or he's just pretending, you know? And it's so helpful for whatever what. To feel that, you need to be really connected with your intuition and with yourself. Because when you're too much in a logic, in your mind, you just oversee these things.
I agree.
They're like, it's like a little bit of chili in the soup. You need to know how much to put in. It's not easy to be explained.
I agree. And I had a wonderful conversation with a friend of mine. And he asked me about how also entrepreneurship sometimes is. And I told him, you know, it's also sometimes changing I won't say your identity, but adapting yourself to different circumstances. You have to know how to express yourself with different people.
Yeah.
And he asked me, isn't it completely dishonest with yourself because you're changing your perception all the time? On which I answered, you become like a chameleon sometimes as well. But in order to become that, you have to really know first yourself very well. So when you adapt yourself, because it's not like you're changing yourself completely, but when you adapt yourself to a circumstance, you still know 100% who you are.
Yes, and yes, you adapt yourself. I totally agree. Chameleon, yeah. Yes, you could be, but all of the colors are yours.
Yeah.
You know? It's like you're not pretending or acting differently. You're acting from your true selves. You just... I think here we come to the next topic of empathy. Yeah? Sometimes you give to the other people or to the other person that's what he needs or she needs. And it's a normal thing, I think.
Adapting yourself.
Adapting, we all need to adapt. Of course, when I'm saying that, I don't feel it fully because I'm always out of the comfort zone, and adapting too much, it's taking you away from authenticity. It's a long topic, this one.
Yeah,
we can talk about it for an hours. Yeah, but it's true. To be entrepreneur is crazy, and I like it.
Yeah, because after finishing your degree, what happened then?
I was working for a bank.
How was that feeling for you?
It was like that. I have surgery in 2017 for my knees, the ligaments, and I couldn't dance for half a year.
Was it difficult for you?
It was difficult for me.
Was it the first big...
Yeah. I mean, I had a problem when I was a dancer with my ankle ligaments, and I was doing a different injection and a different healings,
painkillers?
Yeah. They wanted to do a surgery, but I was neglecting that, whatever. In 2017, it was necessary. So for me, it was like I lost myself once again. Because it's not just you cannot dance, you cannot walk. And I realized for me, I'm a person of the movement. When I don't move, everything is moving inside.
I'm guilty of that myself.
You know what I mean? And I'm so nervous and I'm not myself and I'm so many emotion. There's so much energy created here and it needs to go somewhere. So it was mentally first biggest challenge. For sure, especially when I need to put my injection alone in my stomach, and I hate it. On the other hand, it was again an example when I'm down, when I'm in this difficult period, I tried to make the best of it. So when life gives you lemons, make yourself a lemonade. So I focus on the studying, and it was for me like, okay, I have these 6 months without dancing and working. I couldn't work. So I will study and finish this university. That's the way how it happens. And afterwards, I was applying for internships. Internships, yeah, for different enterprises, whatever. And somehow I have this imagine of me working for a bank. Don't ask me why. It was on my mind when I started studying economy.
It's the natural evolution, dancer, and then work for a bank.
Everybody asked me, what, you were working for a bank? I'm like, yes, 2 years or 1.5, 2 years. To be honest, after the second week, I knew that that's not for me.
The gut feeling was speaking.
That was like, okay, I'm totally different personality. I see the life differently. When I learn something, I need to know the background. You know, I cannot just learn it and have it on my mind. I need to understand it. I need to feel it. And it was like, it was nice, the corporate life. That was my only experience, to be honest, 2 years in the bank. And afterwards, I just say, okay, I'm quitting. I didn't know what's the next, but I did it because I felt it. And 2 months later, they called me from Dancing Stars. Now, afterwards, I went to the casting for Dancing Stars, and after quitting my job, like 2 months later, I quit in end of October, beginning of December. They say to me they want me, and I was so happy. And my contract was due end of December. In January, I went for a Thailand solo trip, doing my yoga retreat for me. I mean, I'm organizing now for the others, but that was for me. Doing Vipassana silent meditation, living in a temple, reflecting on myself. Wow. That was challenging as well, but that gave me so much strength.
So you had no connection to the outer world?
No. Without phone.
Oh, wow.
You know, the press was trying to call me, and I'm like, guys, I'm out of the world for 1 month.
No, I can believe it was so freeing, because it's only 1 day, but after... Not 1 day, but I'm doing it after all 3 to 6 months, like dopamine detox, where I don't watch any TV, I don't eat any junk food, I don't eat any sugar. It's like no dopamine for 1 week.
Good.
And you feel so weird at the beginning because you just feel bored. And it's a complete weird feeling then. And I just start reading and start doing sports. And the fascinating thing for me is always like after 2 or 3 days, you feel how much time you actually have available. But
quality time.
Exactly, yeah.
No, I inspire the other to do that, to do something for themselves, and that's what I would like to give to the others through my teaching. Doesn't matter if it's a dance, a sport, a coaching, mental coaching, or it's like, I always say, this is your time. Reconnect to yourself and invest in yourself. Therefore, that was the idea of organizing yoga retreats. It's like, I cannot forbid that to the people, but I suggest don't use your phone for 5 till 7 days. Just be here in the nature. be with me, be with you. And I'm so grateful for the trust from my clients, because it's not easy. You're going out of the comfort zone totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a life-changing moment for a lot of people. And how difficult was it for you to build your first base of people to trust you to go on such retreats, and also to trust you as a teacher? Because always in the first moments, I guess, it's very difficult to find the first people who will give you the trust.
I will be honest, it's still difficult times to times. Because, in my career, it's like I'm not really selling a material product, or I'm not really working with materials things. I'm giving the people joy, happiness, understanding, empathy, experience, reconnection to their self, quality time, movement, healthiness.
Yeah.
And you cannot measure that so easy, like, I don't know, going into the shop and buying a yogurt. I say something,
Yeah.
And therefore, when the people are asking me, there are many teachers, yoga teachers, dance teachers, whatever. And I like it that everybody so authentically. It's like, we're like a medicine. If you have like a throat pain, you go and you buy a specific medicine which you like. There are many on the markets. You can imagine there is a specific effect, but you don't know what is the journey. You don't know how long it's going to take, the healing process. You don't know anything. That's what I'm saying for the teachers. It's like, to build this trust is again a decision of the clients. You make the steps or you don't make the steps. I often got the questions, what are you doing? And I'm just saying many things, that and that. Yoga, dance, sport, mental coaching. But to be honest, I don't like to explain how I do it. I say, come and try. And all of them which came, they stay. And this makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because I never prepared my dance or yoga lessons or whatever lessons. I even didn't prepare for this Spotify. Sorry. For this podcast. It's like, it's the energy. I need to feel the person. I need to feel what he needs or she needs or they need, and then I can structure the lessons.
Very authentic.
Yeah, that's what they say as well.
And actually, did you ever thought about getting back to the corporate lifestyle, or was it like no?
I never say no in my life, and I never say never. I'm, working for yourself. It's not only doing that what the others see. So you have so many backgrounds work.
Yeah.
Like, accounting, social media, whatever. I don't need to count everything, but you know what I mean. And the people doesn't see that, I think, so obviously. Thinking about going in the corporate life, for now I have also this other island, let's say, working with the corporates for their health. So I'm doing a corporate yoga as well, and dancing and mental coaches and coaching and stuff like that, because I have been there, I had my experience, and I can feel what the people needs in the corporate life. I'm a woman. Everything can happen. I can get pregnant or whatever. Maybe my body will be not always going the way it goes. I don't know. Therefore, I never say never. But when I'm honest with me and with you, I think I will stay entrepreneur for all my life and afterwards as well. So it's like, I think I have so many ideas in my head that if that doesn't work, then the next will,
You describe the perfect full cycle coming along here, because even though those 2 years in a bank weren't the most fulfilling ones, but you learned so much on the journey how the people are feeling there, what they're struggling with, and now you're helping people who are in those situations, maybe even love it, but still struggle with some of the aspects coming along with it. So you can see it often only afterwards how much an experience have helped you along the way.
Yes, that's true. And therefore I'm not, I'm happy with whatever happens in my life, the bad and the good, you know. I don't regret anything at all.
It's very healthy.
But it's the truth.
Yeah. And you describe your teaching style also with like mind, body, and not only teaching style, but life as mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
What are your 3 non-negotiables to stay in alignment with yourself?
What they are not. As I mentioned, I need to be in a movement. I'm working with a lot of people, and we are all different, with different characters, with different journeys, with different traumas, with different, everything is different. So for me, it's really important to slow down sometimes and to be for my own. Like taking a couple of minutes or a couple of breaths or a couple of hours, just being with my own. Did I get your questions correctly?
Yeah. And what happens if, for example, you get injured and you cannot move? Because it got better, but at the beginning, I love running. I love running and love doing different kind of sports, tennis, workouts. And when that part goes missing, I was struggling quite a lot.
I can imagine.
My journey got better through reading and other things, but what was your journey on that?
So as I mentioned, I had the surgery in 2017. I had problems with my ankles 2012. I had a broken foot 2023, and I had a broken foot in February this year, 2025. And I'm kind of proud this time in this year when this happens, because I already knew. I was like, of course, when I heard the diagnosis, I was crying. I was like, again? I was broken. I can remember the hospital. I hear the diagnosis, I'm like, no, not again. I had that feeling like everything went up, and then the next surgery or the next trauma or whatever. And then I say like, okay, I need to be patient. And these moments, I think the body's talking to us so clearly. I start to reflect, and I realized that I was in a period like hurrying up all the time, not giving a pause for myself, not giving a break, and then the body just stopped me. It stops me. And he said, you don't have a choice now.
Yeah.
And when you just change the point of view, change a little bit your mindset, you realize, okay, this is the non-verbal communication from my body, from my soul. I will use these times differently. And it's okay to slow down sometimes. And nothing is forever, so it's going to be better. I'm still struggling with getting in shape, also still doing physiotherapy and stuff like that. That happened on 13th of February. So it was really hard at the beginning. And afterwards, even friend of mine say like, wow, I'm like, I cannot believe how much resilience do you have. And this is a learning process. You're not born with that, you know? The life is the biggest teacher. It gives you sometimes a good challenges to overcome. And that again makes you stronger, because you know, whatever is happening in my life or whatever it comes, I will make it. Yes, it costs that and that and that, but everything has the price. Being entrepreneur also has a price. Being performing for the others also has a price. Choosing to work in this area, like let's take movement or health, healthy or whatever sport also has a price. Working on a computer also has a price. So you always need to give something to take something else. This is the balance in the life. And your life is not going like that.
No.
Therefore, it's going like that, just like a diagram. It's important where, here downstairs or here up. And I think, at least my purpose is like bringing this wave a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher. But it's always going to be a wave. Therefore, I'm so connected to the ocean.
But it's a beautiful adaptation. What I was taught when I was 21. I spoke with the current US ambassador in Austria back then, and he told us life as an entrepreneur will be like that, a huge wave.
Yeah.
Where if normal people have mostly like this wave in life, but as an entrepreneur you have this kind of wave. Very high highs, very low lows.
Atlas as well.
Yeah, that is I think even larger. And he told me one advice: when it seems that everything is perfect, put your ego a bit down and say, enjoy it, but it can get worse someday.
Change.
Yeah. And when it's super low, and probably your team will get panicked, or it will be a difficult mindset back in that time, try to stay grounded and see the positive things.
I totally agree, and I live like that.
But your adaptation is also, I think, more positive, because you said this wave can be also aligned more in the positive spectrum, or?
Yes, yeah. But it's like, I always repeat that nothing is forever, not the good, not the bad. You always, like, yes, you should be prepared, but what doesn't mean you be prepared? That makes you think so much. And be in the spiral of thoughts. I would say, like, what come to your plate, try to make the best and take the positivity of that.
Do not overthink so much.
I'm saying it's the overthinker who is saying that, but I'm not working on that, to be honest, and just do it, step out, keep going, and focus on the positive. Be grateful.
And looking back, you achieved so much throughout your whole life. What are you the most grateful for?
For the love and the support.
And what are you most proud of?
Never stopping and giving up.
It's beautiful. And you've rebuilt yourself, like, really more than once. Like you've already seen in this episode. As an athlete, performer, a student, an entrepreneur. So for some of our listeners who might already listen to this episode, who feel stuck, or like they're starting from zero, what's like one mindset shift or daily habit you would recommend them to start with?
First of all, take a deep breath. Relax the mind, because you feel stuck when you're overthinking. And make a step. As I mentioned already, decide. It's easy to be said, but just make a first step. Doesn't matter which direction. And if you're not happy with something in your life, try to change it. And be aware that you cannot change the circumstances or the other people, but you can maybe change something in yourself. For example, as you would say something like, you're not happy living in this city. You can change the city, or you can change the perspective. But you need to change something. Or maybe just change the apartment. Maybe that's what doesn't make you happy. Or if it's the career, then okay, try to find a new friendships with the team, or change something in your work way, or start looking for something new. You know, you're not in a prison. This is the life, full of opportunities. The world is big, and I'm so grateful that we live in this beautiful life these days, where everything is open and we are in a freedom, more or less. Let's say.
Yeah.
You know, we speak so many languages. We have so many friends international. We have so many opportunities internationally seen. So what does it mean stuck? You don't see your potential, you don't allow yourself to fly.
Amen to that.
You know?
Yeah.
You're stuck because you be here in this hole.
So we're actually building our prisons ourselves.
Yes, we do. Because of doubts, because of not allowing ourselves, because of the thoughts we are not enough, because of a fear. Fear is there to protect it. You need to change your language to yourself. For example, if you're full of fear, sit down, take 2 chairs. It's like a psychological exercise, and talk to your fear. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for being there. Thank you. I don't need you anymore. You know, that's also the way how I work with my clients. You can rechange your mindset, but it needs exercise. 1% talent, 99% work.
And I think a lot what you say and what you live by has to do with responsibility.
Yes, but first of all, you're responsible to yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think that's a trait we should learn more also in schools.
That was what I was thinking on the way coming to here, because I just finished this university, and I was thinking like, that will be so nice to have kind of these lectures.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one professor, I don't remember the name, it was like a social skills subject, something like that. I love it because he learned us life lessons. And this is so needed also in the school.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's actually also, because when you think about also entrepreneurship, it's so much about psychology.
It's,
Also about your own, but also about understanding how people work, how corporations work, and you don't get taught it in school. Zero. I mean, I had psychology and philosophy, but it was a lot about Freud and all those theories. And we had it a bit in university, but it was like maybe 1 grain in the whole field.
That's true. And also the parentship has a lot of impact and role in the childhood of the children, you know. Because the school learns or something else, but I think the parents are responsible for learn us this kind of life lessons.
And you always had this net, if something goes wrong, you can fall off. The parent safety net.
Yeah, this is another topic now because it skips this and this kind of parents, but it's like, you know, you're born, you don't know what's coming on. The first you see is the doctor, it's when you go out, but your mom and your dad. Yeah. And therefore, to bring a child in this world, it's such a big responsibility. And this is also my vision for the future. If I would have children at some point, I want to give them what I learned. And not just because I need to do it, because everybody is expecting to get married or bringing children. No.
Yeah.
I even will not do it for myself, not for my ego. Like being the parent of them. I will do it because I would like to create beautiful human beings and souls. Yeah,
I totally agree on that. And I once listened to there are many people in this world right now who don't want to have children anymore, and they most often say because they don't want to bring children to this world because it's so negative, it's so bad. But on the other hand, I think when you have learned already so much and you also see the bad stuff in the world, but you're also prepared for that. It's also beautiful to bring someone into this world and teach them your learnings from this world.
But the world is this because we are living here.
Yeah.
So it's our responsibility and it's our decision to change it.
Yeah.
You know? When everybody say, I will not bring children to this world because that, take the responsibility, please, and change something. It will not change from its own.
Yeah.
The human are building AI, whatever what, technologies. We are this one who is building that.
Yeah, that will be another huge topic.
It's another huge topic. It's really a huge topic.
This is a huge topic.
But this is also about awareness. If we
Yeah.
go back to dancing, yoga, and sport, it's awareness.
Yeah, one thing I'm super afraid of, actually. I mean, super afraid of, but I see potential risk for our humanity in the future. As we've discussed right now, responsibility.
Yeah.
Many people like to give it away, and right now,
Because it's easier.
yeah, and right now we're still like in control of AI systems because we want to have control over them. We have to have responsibility about it. But what if humanity gets actually so lazy or so unresponsible that we will source out decision making to AI?
I'm so afraid of that, and I think it will.
Because when you once look at how we all people interact already with AI, we also put some of our decisions already in the hands of AI. Hey, for example, I have this throat pain, what could it be? And then you ask for, how can I help myself, you know?
That's really dangerous topic and dangerous. Yeah. I think I will allow myself to share that. I'm super sure that we will be more and more disconnected from ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're disconnected from yourself, you cannot connect on somebody else.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know when this period will arrive in our life, but I'm not sure that I want to experience that.
Yeah.
But I'm careful with my wishes because it can come in 10 years. I want to be alive, you know. So the universe don't listen so mindfully.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think as much this AI is coming into our life, as much we need to take care of yourself. And to connect to the small things. We are nature. We are energy. Reconnect to the nature.
Yeah.
That's giving you the energy.
A fun fact, I started to work less and less with AI when I don't need it 100%. And I started feeling so much more, I don't want to say competitive, but the results of my output were getting better and better. Because basically you can train your AI in many ways and it can be helpful in many various ways. But still, when you do some of the tasks on your own, you can do it way better.
Of course you can, because it's your potential.
Exactly. And
AI is created by human.
Yeah. And I had the feeling I had to go like a lot into the AI topic in order to understand, okay, where do I actually need it?
But this is again a mindfulness, you know? I'm okay with creating this new technology, but use it mindfully.
Yeah.
Don't use it, just use it.
For everything.
Not for
and fun fact, 60%, I recently had a conversation with an AI expert in Austria, and she told me that Gemini Pro, ChatGPT and so on, they have actually 60% of wrong answers. 60%.
That's more than a half, yeah.
Yeah. So this will be a very interesting journey ahead of us.
For sure.
And to wrap it up, what's one thing most people don't know about your journey and wish that you,
that I'm sharing with them?
Yeah.
I would say most of the people don't know a lot about my journey. Like, it's easy to see what's going on Instagram, the happy life, the achievements, the success, as you mentioned it. But of course, in the background, there are a lot of struggle, of sacrifices, and challenges. I would like to share a little bit more of that with them, just to make them aware that the world is not always pink, we say in Bulgarian. It's not always sunny, it's not always beautiful, and everything has the price. You know, it's like success is not like she's lucky. My parents are not rich one. You know, I came to Vienna with 10 euros. And I was eating rice and fish Stäbchen many months, for many months. And it's like, you know, it's again like we can submit here different topics like comparing to each others and wanting more like the others and don't looking at our own journey. So it's like I just want to make the people mindful of, have it on your mind that everything costs something. It maybe cost my health, and maybe cost my energy, it maybe cost whatever it, but you just see the beautiful things on the path and you don't see the background. And I don't want to share the not so easygoing stages and periods, because I don't want to complain, or I don't need this. Everybody needs empathy, but not that the intention is not to, oh my God, sorry for being there and there.
You're
it's
the type
like
of person I will deal with it on my own.
Yeah, I am like that person, but I just want to make the people mindful that success, it's not a luck. Success is work and
99%.
challenging. Yes. And it needs your strength, it needs to not give up, it needs to go out of the comfort zone, and it needs a really, really, really a lot of trust to yourself and to the journey. And sometimes you make somebody else sad with going on your journey, but this is also, I'm super empathic, super big empathic person, and sometimes you need to lose or to get away from something you don't know, you don't need, you don't want, to achieve something else, and that's not easy going as well. Yeah. So that's something that the people don't see.
And when it's all said and done, what would you like to be remembered for?
I will be super happy if I will be remembered. Let's say like that, but I don't need it. It will be nice if I will be remembered by a giver, to be like a giver. I would like to inspire, to keep inspiring the others. I would like to show them the bright side of life, to motivate them to invest and work on yourself, to be more mindful, and to enjoy the life, the present, the gift of life.
It's beautiful.
To take care of yourself and of your connection, and just believing in yourself, to see the true potential in them. That's my biggest purpose. Doesn't matter if it's through mental coaching, or dancing, or a yoga. I would like to bring the people to themselves and to take this potential out, to fly without fear.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for being my guest and sharing your journey so openly with me. And I wish you all the best, and I'm sure that you will have a wonderful journey ahead of you.
Thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you so much for listening so carefully and for all the exchanges. And I wish you also all the best, and keep going, keep flying.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.